You are not blind. You are an addict. That feeling you call chemistry, that electric spark that makes your knees weak when you first meet them, that is not love. That is your trauma recognizing a familiar disaster. We need to have a very uncomfortable conversation right now because you didn't just ignore the red flags. You saw them, you picked them up, you stitched them together and made a beautiful scarf that is currently strangling you. Think back to the very first week. I know you remember it. Maybe it was the way they snapped at the waiter. Maybe it was the way they talked about their crazy ex. Maybe it was a joke that felt just a little too mean to be funny. Your stomach dropped for a microsecond. That was your intuition screaming at you to run. That was your survival instinct. But what did you do? You buried it. You grabbed a shovel and you buried that feeling under a mountain of excuses. Oh, they're just having a bad day. They're just misunderstood. I can fix them. And here is the crazy part. You don't ignore red flags because you think the person is perfect. You ignore them because you are terrified of being bored. Healthy love is calm. Healthy love is predictable. But you don't want calm. You want the roller coaster. You want the chaos. Because when things are chaotic, you don't have to look at yourself. You get to focus all your energy on solving them. They become a project, a puzzle, a broken toy that only you are special enough to fix. It feeds your ego. It makes you feel like a god. If you can turn this walking disaster into a decent partner, then you must be worthy of love, right? Wrong. But wait, it gets darker, much darker. The science behind this is actually terrifying. It's called intermittent reinforcement, and it is the exact same psychological trick casinos use to keep you glued to a slot machine. If you won every time you pulled a lever, you'd get bored. If you lost every time, you'd quit. But if you win sometimes, if they text you back instantly on Tuesday but ghost you on Wednesday, if they bring you flowers on Friday but gaslight you on Sunday, your brain releases more dopamine than it would in a happy, stable relationship. You are literally biologically addicted to the anxiety they give you. You are chasing the high of the good days to numb the pain of the bad ones. I need you to listen closer than you've ever listened before, because this next part is going to hurt. You aren't dating them. You are dating your history. We gravitate toward what feels familiar, even if what feels familiar is pain. If you grew up having to fight for attention or walking on eggshells or trying to earn love from a parent who couldn't give it, you will walk into a room full of healthy, available people and feel absolutely zero attraction to them. You will walk right past them to find the one person who makes you feel that old, familiar anxiety. You aren't looking for a partner. You are looking for a rematch. You are trying to win the game you lost in childhood. You think, if I can just get this person to love me, then the pain from the past didn't matter. It is a trap you built for yourself. You look at a red flag and you paint it white. You tell yourself they have potential, but potential is not a real thing. Potential is a fantasy you created to avoid facing reality. You are falling in love with a ghost. You are falling in love with a version of them that does not exist and never will exist. And deep down, you know it. That's why you're anxious. That's why you check their location. That's why you reread texts analyzing their tone. Your body knows you are in danger, but your heart is playing a game of chicken with a freight train. So how do you stop? How do you break the cycle before it breaks you? You have to do the scariest thing imaginable. You have to stop romanticizing the struggle. Love is not supposed to be a battlefield.
It is not supposed to be a constant negotiation for your basic dignity. When people show you who they are the first time, believe them. Not the second time, not the third time, the first time. The moment you feel that drop in your stomach, that is not butterflies. That is your nervous system telling you to get out. Stop trying to be the hero in their story and start being the hero in yours. The next time you see a red flag, don't ask, why are they doing this? Ask yourself, why am I staying? Because the problem isn't that they are damaged. The problem is that you are comfortable with it. The only closure you are ever going to get is the sound of you locking the door behind them. Stop touching the hot stove and acting surprised when you get burned. You are worth more than a project. You are worth peace.